And yeah, there's a new graphic for London cases. Last bus of the evening, okay.
Oh dear.
Okay, so he was the bus driver.
Yeah, yeah.
In
So it's implied they were in a different carriage and pulled up alongside them?
maybe. Yeah.
Yeah, like, are they implying they were in the same omnibus? Because they're just.
Yeah, see, it's not a weak slap this time.
Yeah, nice. Getting more confident.
Um...
Oh, that was a bit mean.
I mean, we've been in a horse-drawn carriage, but... So here's kind of the gimmick of this case. The crime scene is actually has been brought into the courtroom.
Yeah, cool. Bring forth the stricken omnibus. That's a great line.
It's like he's casting a spell in an RPG.
London Fifth Avenue. Baker Street. Baker Street, nice. Old Street.
And it says Job Masters London head office. And this is kind of the thing with the graphics that this was originally a 3DS game, by the way, so
Yeah, that's right.
it's like the kind of thing that you couldn't really do in this series in 2D.
Or on top.
Okay, this reminds me, for some reason, of the ferries around, like in Sydney, where you can go up the top, or the... Yeah.
Yeah, me too.
There-
Or double decker buses.
Yeah,
of
there are
course,
also
in London.
buses where you, yeah. Yeah, like, we have these kind of buses, like in Australia, but they're usually just tourist buses. Not a lot of,
Yeah.
not a lot of ordinary buses have, like, yeah, rooftop areas.
Yeah. Oh, so were they sitting on top, were they? Okay, there we go.
And you'd have to be looking down at a very specific time to see that, though, unless they heard someone scream.
That's true. Yeah, there you go.
I almost wonder if this is like how, because I know that a lot of, like, not just Ace Attorney cases, but mysteries in general, start with, like, one, like, core concept, like, oh, what if this? And I wonder if the core concept for this was, like, what if the crime scene was, you know, the full crime scene was in the courtroom?
Yeah.
So,
Nice.
to just, like, I don't know if this is too much of a spoiler, but I'll just say this. From what I, like again, I did watch this case in Japanese, like, once, but I don't really remember a whole lot of it, but I will say one thing. The omnibus. You are gonna have to do 3D examinations of the omnibus a lot.
Oh,
in this case.
okay.
The omnibus is key to a huge amount of things, and there's a lot to this. So do
Okay.
you want to try and investigate it a little bit now?
Maybe just a bit to start with, although, as you say, if we're going to be looking at it a lot later, I don't want to do too much duplication.
Alright,
So I kind of leave that to your judgment. We could always just
Okay.
examine one or two things.
Maybe just look at some, I don't know, just some vague things, maybe, like right now. I'm just trying to see what can be examined here. There's the door, but that's probably going to take us inside, and that'll be a whole other thing. But I guess we can look at the seats up here.
The hard wooden seats.
Yes. Yeah, I have heard that it can get very cold in London.
I went to Singapore as a tourist and went on one of their double-decker buses, which was a tourist bus, and sat on top. And of course, Singapore is incredibly warm, humid, tropical. So it was the opposite. You're on the top, and it was nice and warm.
I was actually on one of those too. But it went through like a park area where, if you were sitting up the top, you actually ran the risk of getting hit in the face by tree branches. Kind of.
Oh, okay.
Can you imagine being dragged around the city in the freezing cold as a punishment? Well, I mean, there were historical punishments where you got tied to the back of a cart and dragged, so...
That is true.
Yeah. Oh, I noticed there was like a bit of a mark in that seat, but maybe that's just from where it's been sat on a lot. That's presumably where the driver
Where he sits and then his feet go on the next bit, yeah.
Then there's a ladder. Oh.
Very nice. Very nice.
That was there in the Japanese version too, by the way.
Oh, that's great.
So that's a little bit of an in-joke for,
Fans of the series, yeah.
Fans of the series, yeah.
Should we quickly just go inside if they let us? Even just to have a little...
It's just like, it's kind of like a museum exhibition, except deadly.
Yeah.
Oh, they have wallpaper in here. I wasn't expecting that.
London. Maybe that's the World Fair that they're doing.
And then seats.
Oh,
yeah,
that's
looks like there
interesting.
could be
A compartment
under the seat.
There's
Blood.
blood. And there's a notice there.
So there's quite a few things to examine here. I guess we can just look at a few things.
Oh, there you go. Yep.
I think the Crystal Tower was a real thing.
Something tells me this great exhibition, in 6 months is going to be important.
I think that's another great exhibition poster. Yeah, it's the same dialogue, even though it's a slightly different looking poster. I guess we can look at the blood.
Exactly.
Especially if you were the only two people in the carriage.
Exactly.
Like, I mean, you'd think that, creating a locked room, like a tiny, tiny locked room mystery where you're the only suspect wouldn't be the smartest thing to do.
Exactly.
Oh yeah, perhaps the color. Yeah, if it was premeditated, then you'd think that, it would be kind of dumb to... We're allowed to examine the other seats. Oh yeah, these kind of seats, I've actually encountered a lot of seats like this, and they are kind of the worst. It's like, you think they're going to be comfortable, but no.
Yeah.
A lot of cars are like that, I've found. Yes, especially that swan dress.
I wish we had more pockets, please. If any fashion designers are listening, more pockets for women's clothing. Okay, it's a lot better now. It's a lot better now.
I kind of want to leave examining that to later because I get the feeling there's probably going to be something in there.
Okay, yeah, let's do it.
But yeah. Yeah, basically, we jumped the gun a little bit there, but yes. It is very highly recommended that you examine the omnibus a lot in this case.
Yeah.
Yes, I should say that at this point, you could possibly make a casual racism counter, and it would get very, very high.
Yeah, good man. Just take a deep breath. Yep.
Yeah.
Getting in the game. Getting in the game. Deep breaths. You've got this.
Yeah, he's definitely a lot more cool. Also, that looks really cool. So that's new as well to this. But yeah, he's getting a lot more confident. Hold it! And yeah, I've switched to the English voices for this because the characters are meant to be speaking English here.
English, yeah, that makes sense. Japanese voices were great though.
Okay, so we can already do this mechanic.
Ah.
I mean, sometimes people are just out really late at night and they really need a bus.
Mm-hmm.
I've often, yeah, like, had to get the last bus from a train station. But I mean, yeah, it must be really, really hard for the people who get stuck with that shift.
Yeah. Oh. That's not good.
Hold it!
Next to each other, so on the same
yes, side,
bench?
I guess. Yeah, they were sitting on the same
side
bench,
of it.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we saw that.
Well, obviously they'd have to be on the right-hand bench, though.
yeah.
Back bench,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yes, they swapped clothes somehow. But I mean, yeah, Mr. McGilded is pretty well known in London, so... Okay then. That almost makes me think of Lord Farquaad from Shrek for a second there.
I'm
Delta's
already.
what I live on. What were you going to say?
I'm already interested in the angles because he can only see one side of the carriage.
Yeah.
Whereas you can't see the other bench. So what if Mr. McGilded was passed out asleep on the other bench and someone wearing
Someone
something
yeah,
similar?
similar? Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
Of course, they did say that when the carriage came to a stop, no one else was inside, so...
Unless they climbed into that compartment onto the seat, they're a contortionist!
Hold it! So, yeah, as you're seeing here, this guy's actually implied to have some kind of Australian roots.
Yeah, interesting.
So they're referencing a lot of the kind of British Empire nations.
And yeah, exactly.
Commonwealth,
the colonies.
I think, yeah.
The
Or
colonies.
yeah, I think.
But yeah, the Commonwealth.
Call them the Commonwealth, yeah.
Oh.
Juror interruption?
Oh. Oh dear. Oh no. Well, again, probably a bit passive racism there too. Oh, interesting.
So yeah, this is how it works.
Guys, this is a man's life.
We haven't even heard the cross-examination yet.
With fire.
Literal trial by fire.
Ooh. Very dramatic. Can they take back their vote though?
Yeah, we're not sure about that right now. But it's still not... It's still less than 50, because there's... Yeah, it's 2 out of 6. I think there were 6?
I think there were 6, yeah.
Hold it! Ah, new evidence, okay.
How could he tell though from that distance?
Ah, yes, another vampire reference.
Yep. Oh dear. Hey, hey. So many people in the world have a name that starts with M. Come on. Come on.
So this is another reason why I was wondering what they translated it as, because I do remember clearly watching this part in Japanese, and I was like, oh, okay. The fact that their initial, like both their first name and last name have to have the same initial.
Right. Yeah, cool.
And also...
Nice alliteration.
And here's something else I think you're about to see.
Exactly.
So, yeah, the victim and the defendant had to have the same initial in their surname. So that was something as well that I was wondering how they'd handle.
Wow, they did a great job.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you know, he could have inherited it from a relative, he could have been given it as a present. I mean, there are a lot of ways he could have had it. I mean, you know, they could have stolen it, but I don't want to insinuate that. The murder weapon.
Large-ish knife.
Oh no.
Oh no, no, no. Oh. Oh no.
There's a butt in there somewhere, isn't there?
dispose of the rubbish. Oh my goodness. That's dehumanizing. Oh, is she gonna do one for the light?
I just realized that her design, I think, is based on someone in the Professor Layton crossover.
Ah, because I thought she looked familiar somehow.
Yeah, I think she is meant to like look like that. I think they might have even based her model on it directly.
Oh no.
So it's only Miss Marple and the cold guy who haven't
Come
cast
on.
their votes yet.
Come on. Come on, Marple. Hmm.
I wonder if examining the knife is what we need to do here too.
Hmm.
And I'm not sure what we could find on it, but
No, you're right. He's very much more confident.
yeah.
Yeah.
So I want to just look at the knife quickly.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was about to say that.
Oh, it's very sweet, actually.
Yeah, I wanted to see if there was a way to examine the blade itself.
Okay, and there's the M.
Okay. I mean, it could be a W.
I was about to say it could be a W. Yeah.
But I feel like I mean, yeah, that is true, but I feel like the blood is more dried here than it is in the omnibus. Like, it's a much darker red, and in the omnibus was bright red. I don't know if that's significant, or...
I mean, if this was lodged in his stomach and it kind of coagulated, but then... I don't know.
Because, like, it almost to me looks like the blood on the seat is fresher than this. But I don't know how that's possible if, like, that's where the victim was sitting and the knife, this is the knife that was stabbed into him.
Hmm.
Oh, we can examine that.
Hey, there you go. This could change everything. Another good reference.
Yeah, there's the curl,
Yeah.
the curls on the bottom. I mean, I don't think the
Yeah.
curl would, a W would be curled that way, but, yes, it's still a possibility. So as soon as I heard the scream, I stopped my bus. Okay.
Hold it!
Collapse on the floor. But in the picture, he's sitting straight up.
Huh. Wait, really? Oh, well, maybe if he'd taken it out of the body. Oh, wait, what? Hang on. But you heard the scream first.
Yeah, something seems a bit wrong about the order of events there, and also I don't know about, like, him on the floor, but like, in the photo, he's sitting up in the seat.
Exactly. Hey. Oh no. Oh no.
I believe that's a reference to The Adventure of the Silver Blaze, a home story.
Oh, and yeah, the horseshoe. I wonder if what the horseshoe would imply.
Again, you are supposed to be impartial.
Ah,
But I mean, you know, what else would you expect out of a jury in an Ace Attorney universe?
Yep. Come on, Miss Marple. It's all down to you. Yes, dear. You should say yes, dear. Oh, well, she's biased as well, but in your favor. Oh wow, he's donated a lot, hasn't he? Ooh. Look, I did wonder if he was a wee bit corrupt and is not guilty of the murder, but is not necessarily the nicest dude. But I guess
Yeah, like, I mean, there's the
Guess
Reaper
we'll
thing
find
for the reason
out.
why no one would defend him, but again, the fact that he's so rich and also is such obviously a philanthropist and is just giving all this money away.
And mentioned he made a big donation to the government or something. Anyway, it just sadly smells a bit of corruption. What's a Shylock again? Because I just think of Shakespeare's version of Venice. Is that where the term comes from?
With...
Because Shylock was a money lender.
Yeah, so this is
in the play.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go. Oh no. Oh, I thought that might be the case, but doesn't mean he's a murderer, though.
Yeah, exactly. It's always that thing if, like, you know, even if your client's done, you know, has been guilty of some, you know, bad things and things like that, you know, still means you have to treat the crime fairly.
Oh, that's interesting then.
But yeah, exactly. That is the question. Why was he in the bus that night? Yeah. Because they haven't mentioned a motive yet. So in a lot of debt.
Oh.
But I mean, again, what we were saying about the whole kind of been premeditated thing, like, I mean, if you think if this guy planned to kill him, he wouldn't have done it in such an obvious way that would that would make him the prime suspect.
Yeah.
Especially if, again, he's very famous in the city and the person is known to be in debt to him.
That's true. Whoa. Oh, is this sort of a kind of blood sort of vampire thing.
So this is kind of this guy's trademark. So while, you know, Von Karma had the whip and stuff, this guy has wine.
Okay. That's a compliment, I suppose. But yeah, exactly. Wow, we're getting a lot of evidence early on, aren't we?
Well, we didn't get to do an investigation, so... Yeah, I kind of want to look at this, though, to see if there are any other significant names in here.
Yes.
So I just suddenly had a crazy thought, if you don't mind me saying. Like, unless someone was actually going from the Gilded and accidentally stabbed the victim instead.
Ooh, because what if one of the witnesses in the stand currently also owed him money? They would want him gone.
I wouldn't say he's gentry, maybe, but... Although he might be the kind of person... I feel like he is the kind of person who owes a lot of people money. Okay, that's kind of illegible, but maybe we can...
There you go. Dude, he's right there.
Same as the victim, it looks like. I don't know if there's... I don't think there's really much else we can examine on that, but... Oh no, is this going to convince her to switch too?
Oh no. No. Oh dear. Did not expect that to happen so soon. But does the judge give the ultimate call or something? Oh. Hmm. Hey, always read the footnotes.
Legal loopholes.
Think in Legally Blonde, I remember that's a line someone says, always read the footnotes, because it's where a lot of the exam questions come from. Objection.
I mean, Susato might have an objection.
Also, what we have supposed to have studied maybe I feel like we would have
Yep.
read like, does the British court determine if someone's guilty? But well.
Yes, I hope that sentence doesn't end with, however, the defense is screwed.
Summation examination of the jurors. Ah.
Objection!
But is it still legal?
That's exactly what I was about to say. Is it still legal? That's the question. Just because it's not currently practiced doesn't mean that it has been phased out entirely.
Trying to save a man's life, dude. But how many do we have to convince, though? All of them, or just 50%? Or just one of them? We're gonna do it. Exactly.
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
Good man, more breathing. Very good.
Yeah, forget it.
We gotta fight, do for our right, do to reverse jurors' opinions.
Yes, which means to use everything at our disposal.
Objection!
Hey.
Yeah, something that I've noticed is that in this game, like, compared to most Ace Attorney, the judges seem pretty reasonable.
Hmm.
Oh, jury summons letters.
I've never been summoned.
I actually have multiple times, but I haven't actually gone into any of them.
Yeah, I remember you had conflicting things on at the times.
Yeah. Yeah, I think your reason was very flimsy as well, so you kind of are on the spot here.
Well, you kind of already said, I don't like the rich, so...
Some of their reasons are flimsier than the others, so... Maybe some of them will be our main targets.
Turn the drum around.
So in just a few moments, we're going to get one of my favorite songs in the game, and that's really saying something.
Hang on, is that... But 4 times... Were there 4 passengers? 4 times 4 is 16, not 20. Is this a mathematical inconsistency?
So I have seen bits of this from trailers, because this was a new mechanic that they showed off in a lot of them, so I do know some aspects of this, but
Okay.
you've picked up something there. Persuasive language, like mathematics.
Oh, so you have to find inconsistencies in their own reasoning. This is interesting. This is very much sort of human psychology sometimes, in terms of, I know there are books on like the art of persuasion, and sometimes you, like if you push back directly, it would just entrench someone or create defensiveness. Whereas if you sort of work with them to understand their own logic and use questions, and you just sort of question their own reasoning, then they're much more likely to change their mind. It's interesting. Yeah.
I think in some like legal kind of context, the members of the jury are not actually kind of discouraged from talking outside of the trial as well.
Yeah.
Or at least they're not supposed to discuss the trial if they ever meet outside of it.
Oh yeah, so we might have the maths contradiction.
So it's similar to a cross-examination, but with a few different...
Yeah, this is cool. I like this mechanic. I mean, I don't like the idea of like pitting people against each other, but in this particular circumstance, it makes sense. Just sounds a bit brutal. Break them down.
Double face slap. You know it's serious.
Ooh. Yeah, it's cool, because now you get your back to the witnesses and you're focusing on the jury. Interesting.
So yeah, so you've got the X button is to pit. So for the first one, like you can still press these as well, but do you want to try the first pitting of this and the other one first?
Yeah, maybe, yeah. I mean, usually we are the kind of players who like to press everything, but let's maybe... Ah, interesting.
And then you have to select the others. Inside the carriage. And then this guy here is...
Yeah.
raise prices above 4 pence, and then 4 passengers fares totaling 20 pence.
Exactly, so 16 versus 20, yeah. Interestingly, if there was a 5th passenger, it would be 20. Ooh. Oh, nice pacing. Literally. This is how they should encourage more kids in school to enjoy maths. If you know how to do basic mathematics, you can solve crimes. Exactly. Yeah. This music's amazing.
Yeah, this is Ryunosuke's objection theme. Gotta change your vote. Oh, it's kind of interesting though. You're making it in their own self-interest to change the vote. You're not appealing to this guy could be innocent. You're like, this is in your best interest to prolong the trial. Of course, sometimes that logic works though.
Exactly, yeah. There we go. Ooh.
And if you look at the top, you can see the arrow as well, showing how far it is to one side.
Wow. Yay.
Okay, 2 more. We have that.
Wondering if this one. Yeah, there we go. Yep.
So
Yeah,
this guy's
so the
saying-
chap next to him, and then the lady says, "Stepped him on the floor."
Objection.
Yeah. I love the pacing. It's so good.
You know, this is kind of weird. This is probably not what I should be thinking about right now, but I was just thinking that, like, the fact that you get to see this guy, a full view of Ryunosuke's uniform, it's good for cosplayers.
That is true. I was also thinking of the, like, sound editors, the footstep sound.
Oh, yeah.
And, like, because you have sometimes they used to, you know, they'd record someone actually stepping on a certain floor, or they'd get a shoe and tap it on a certain material.
Yeah, there's actually a lot of that in the, again...
What are they called? There's, like, a name for that job.
Foley, I think. Foley?
Yeah, oh...
Foley artist?
Something like that?
Yeah. But in the bonus
Really
features, there is some commentary from the directors talking about, like, the sounds and, like, the kind of... Because it was for the typewriter sounds as well. They tried several different typewriters before they got the right one.
There you go, Foley artist, Folei.
Yeah.
That's very cool.
Yeah, because I think that is what he said.
That's what he said, and the driver said it was when the guy was on the floor. Oof.
Yeah, I noticed that. Yeah,
The coach
there
said so,
there are
yeah.
two conflicting reports of how they were stabbed.
Exactly.
I think this is interesting because, like, it's not like an obvious contradiction with a piece of evidence or anything. It's just like something's a bit unclear about the exact wording of the witnesses' accounts.
Exactly, yeah.
And that's kind of how a lot of real trials work as well. It's kind of all about, like, you know, beyond reasonable doubt. It has to be completely unambiguous for there to be a guilty verdict.
Mm. Come on, guys. Keep it going. Yeah. Yay. 50-50. Oh, nice. And yeah, the white and the black behind them. He seems very, very keen for a guilty verdict, that dude. Oh gosh. Yeah.
Yeah, that's possible, but the other thing is...
Didn't the autopsy say it was a single stab wound in one spot or something?
Yeah.
It's caused of death as a result of... Hang on.
Stabbed once in the abdomen.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
Yeah, only one stab. You certainly pitted them against each other. Yo, autopsy. Like, the question is then, like, unless there was a second person who was stabbed in the omnibus or something like that? I don't know. Or unless what one of them thought was a stabbing of someone on the floor was something else.
Well, I was wondering if your defendant woke up and then pulled the knife out, and instead of like stabbing them, someone saw them pulling the knife out to try to, you know, stem the bleeding or something. Music is great.
It would be the autopsy report, I
Take
think.
that!
There we go. There you go. Hey. Did it. Would that have been maybe like yatta in Japanese?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah. Surely the typing lady would change as well, because she just said she seemed to be basing her decision on logic of what people had said. Oh, is he a barber, is he?
Yeah, I think he's supposed to be a barber.
Okay, that's
Yeah.
just can you yeah no,
Yep.
yeah please tell me he's a barber.
And he's still licking the knife.
Thanks, Santa Judge.